What's up, guys? I'm here down at the San Rafael Swell. Got here a little later than expected, but got here in time to shoot a little sunset. Flew the drone for a little bit, took some sunset shots right here. Here to talk about the new Sigma lenses that I was just sent. First off, I got the Sigma to 20-200, along with the Sigma 17-40 F1.8. Excited to test these out over the weekend, but I'm gonna go find camp and we'll check these out a little later. All right, so we're out here at one of my favorite spots to camp at in the Swell. Woke up to this beautiful view. I had this in the background as I woke up. Pretty sweet view. Here to talk a little more about the Sigma 17-40 f1.8 and the Sigma 20-200 3.5-6.3. All right, so the zoom lens is going to be pretty fun to use here. I'm going to take a couple shots. All right, so right off the bat, I do love the zoom on this, especially somewhere right here. You can really get a good view, kind of zoom in, find different comps. And on this 2200, it's awesome to have something really wide and you can really punch into that 200 mil. Kind of give you a little demonstration right there, just how far that lens extends. And then yeah, so kind of take a shot and then really want to punch in, zoom, find a really condensed crop of like a mountain, these little desert formations out here. But yeah, you can kind of really just get a whole array of comps all from one standing spot. But knowing me, I like to move around a lot. So yeah, you can kind of really get creative out here. You could honestly get away with a lot of different comps with the 20-200. Like, that's a crazy range. When I started, probably about 10 years ago, I never had anything like that. So you know, lenses like this, perfect in the desert. You know, there's just these massive landscapes that seem to go on forever. And just having a real big zoom and then a wide all-in-one package is pretty crazy. So in places like this, it's fun to have a wide angle lens because you can kind of really move around the landscape. So right off the bat on the lens, you kind of have your smooth 1.8 all the way up to f16. You can go to auto. But it's just a real smooth transition through the apertures. And then the zoom portion of this, it doesn't extend like the other one I have. Keeps it nice and light, and you can kind of zoom in, punch in on what you need. Autofocus, manual focus switch, and then you can go for the click or declick. That's really good for video, so you can kind of see where you're at and kind of feel where you're at. Kind of just do a real smooth transition through. It's nice having the smooth aperture ring, but you can also go to declick, helps for video so you know where you're at. Super helpful. Glad they threw that on this lens. One of the biggest reasons I shoot with Sigma lenses is how sharp all these lenses are. I use full frame, APS-C. Sharpness in photos has always been huge to me. These lenses are no exception. They come out crystal sharp. I love what they produce. They render awesome. Sigma sent me both of these lenses to try out. They're not paying me to make this video. I just genuinely love Sigma products, just with how light the lenses are, how sharp they are, just the build quality. All right, so I'm gonna start making some breakfast and see where we go for the rest of the day. Okay, so I'm out here on a remote trail in Moab. Just kind of like found a little dirt road, went and explored it, and kind of found this really cool overlook next to this canyon that I'm going to be using, this 17-40 f1.8. A couple weeks ago, I did use this lens on my A7 IV during fall colors. Here's a couple shots of what they look like with this on a full frame lens. While I'm out here, kind of like this scene right behind me, going to take a couple shots of that. You can kind of go super wide, you can punch in. Kind of really mix things up with what you're shooting. As you can kind of see, the sunset's getting pretty close. Yeah, I really love how these turned out on this lens, even just standing here, because the overlook is just kind of right behind me. Let's go check it out. All right, so there's a couple cool puddles right here, which could be fun to find some comps with, but like, check out this insane view. Yeah, it's crazy. So the sun's getting close to set. You can kind of see some light peeking in through over here. It's kind of the edge, and if you're afraid of heights, sorry, but pretty crazy down there. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of shoot with this 17-40 in this really cool landscape. So kind of check out some of these shots I got. All right, so I found this really cool little overlook right here. Got this nice rock to come stand on. And take a look at these shots. Yeah, this little lookout is really cool. Super happy with how this all turned out, kind of finding this cool area to come shoot. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. Going to get the drone in the air, kind of see what it looks like from above, and then I'll catch you guys in the morning at sunrise. Good morning down here in Moab. Went and did Long Canyon for sunrise this morning. Kind of drove down this trail with the trucks. Got some rig shots, got some pretty cool shots with the 17-40 because they're back up here. There's a rock that has fallen over the trail and it's kind of a cool little spot to drive under. I'll show you some shots from that. Loved using both these lenses while I was out here. Between both options, they're super versatile, real lightweight, easy to carry around. Easy to switch lens to lens. I had a great time using both of these. If I shot more on APS-C lenses, I'd definitely pick the 17-40 up. I really enjoyed the 1.8. Shot some milk with it last night. It turned out awesome. And then just kind of throughout this canyon, getting out, stopping along the way, kind of taking different shots of the truck with these features in the background. But yeah, all in all, had a fun time with both these lenses. I definitely recommend you checking these out if you're looking to pick something up like this. Between the two of these, if I had to choose, I'd definitely go to the 17-40 because having the ability for the wide and then kind of zooming in up all the way up to 40, super fast aperture, lightweight, the quality's awesome. The pictures render awesome, nice and sharp, just like every other Sigma lens, but kind of do a little close up on these, kind of get the size comparison. And then on the 17-40, like here, size of those, super small, super lightweight. Obviously with the, like, I got this on my A6600. If you're looking to travel light or just shoot with some light system, that's a really awesome lens to go with. And then just so you can kind of get a feel for how much this lens zooms out. Yeah, so a lens like this is gonna turn out cool because we got some paragliders kind of coming right up here, so you can kind of see what kind of shots I can get with that. I heard them coming a while ago and I probably should have been a little more ready, but got a couple shots of them flying around the rocks. They look pretty sweet. And just having all that in one lens is really cool to just get a wide angle shot of the landscape at 20 mil. And then if you see something interesting, zoom all the way into 200 mil and I get some crazy up close shots of that. Like, it's super cool. Yeah, just being out here. I love coming out to the desert, like Moab, Hanksville, Escalante, Zion, anywhere like that. I love kind of getting out and having a bunch of different lenses to kind of capture different scenes. Real wide, super telephoto. Probably one of the best recommendations I can give if you're just starting out is just kind of having different options. You kind of really can learn what you like the best, what kind of photography you want to take, and kind of what makes you happy and what you want to chase. And, you know, stuff like this helps me do that. But it was fun to get out in the desert. The temperatures out in Utah are finally starting to cool down, so I'll probably be out here a lot more. So excited to see you on the next one.